All right, let's take another look at marginal analysis, cost benefit analysis. We're going to kind of mathify this a little bit. There's kind of a mathy component to it and kind of a just life component to it. Let's start with something that's kind of in between. So let's say you're deciding how much time you're going to spend studying for a test. Now, obviously, we're going to have a little more information here than we normally would. Um, but let's say that depending on how much time you study, you're going to be able to improve your grade. Now, um, if you don't study at all, you're going to get a 65. If you study for 2 whole hours, you're going to get 100. Okay, let's just say we know this. Well, how much time should you study? Well, this is kind of a question that I can't answer for you. It kind of depends on your own personal preferences. Some of y'all are okay spending 0 minutes getting the 65, and D means degree. All right. But some of y'all are like, well, I just need to pass. And some of y'all are trying to get the highest grade you possibly can. Let's talk about where marginal analysis fits into here. So let's find the marginal cost. Well, if I go from here to here, how many more minutes is that? Well, that's 30 more minutes. And how many points, how much have my points changed? This is plus 15 points. Well, what if I spend another 30 minutes? Well, my marginal cost is 30 more minutes, but this time I only get 10 more points. Okay, 30 more minutes is my marginal cost, and now my marginal benefit is 7 points. 30 minutes is my marginal cost, and my marginal benefit is 3 points on the test. So my marginal cost stays the same each time, but my marginal benefit is decreasing. We said that's normal for your marginal benefit to decrease. This is very true with study. When you study, even just a little bit of studying can help a lot, especially if you haven't spent a lot of time in class. Looking over the material just a little bit, maybe with a study group or just going to a professor's office hours, whatever, for just 30 minutes can have huge effects. But if you study more, you're going to probably get more of an effect. But the problem is that effect will eventually start decreasing. You'll get to the point where you're not going to get much more benefit from much more studying. As a matter of fact, research has shown eventually, if you study too much and you're just like stressing yourself out, you may even have negative benefits to additional study time. But that doesn't answer the question, how long should you study? Well, this is kind of up to you. If you're in a situation where you really need to get the highest possible grade, you're like competing for scholarships or you're trying to get into a very exclusive program, you may need to work the whole 120. If all you're trying to do is pass the test, well, maybe 30 minutes is fine. For me, I would probably be somewhere in between where I'd say, okay, maybe an hour or so. Because all of the time after this, you have to understand that all of this time, there's opportunity costs to this time. This can be time that you're spending with your family. This could be time that you're watching Netflix. Could be time that you're, talking with your friends. All of these times have a cost. Eventually, this time has a really steep cost because it's like cutting into sleep or your job, all this other stuff. So even though it looks like the marginal cost here is staying the same, the opportunity cost is actually getting larger and larger and larger because you're going to start giving up more and more precious time as you're having to spend more time studying. Okay, so no correct answer here, but you need to understand that this is your marginal cost and your marginal benefit. By the way, I'd like to point out, where did we write our costs? in the margins. Okay, that's one of the reasons they call it marginal costs and benefits, because they kind of write them out to the side along the total costs and benefits. All right, another example. Let's take a look at, let's say you're going to buy some fries. And you're going, okay, and you're looking at all the different sizes and you're going, okay, well, how much do I want? And I know some of y'all are like, let's just get the biggest thing, and okay. But we're looking at the costs and the benefits. This is the total cost and total benefit. So looking at this, you go, okay, if I get the small, I benefit. Okay, the benefit is more than the cost. And benefit is more than the cost, benefit is more than the cost, benefit is more than the cost. Oh, benefit's not more than the cost. So I'm not going to get the double XL, but I will get the XL. If you do that, you don't benefit as much as you should. Because what we're trying to maximize here is our net benefit. Okay? You can think of it as kind of like profit. We want our benefit minus our cost to be as big as we can. Because remember, you can always get benefit. If you throw enough time and resources at something, you can get benefits. But you want the benefits to exceed the cost. So instead of looking at the total cost and the total benefit, let's look at the marginal cost and the marginal benefit to see if we can make a better decision here. So what is my marginal cost? Well, I'm actually going to back up, because you could get no fries. So you just making the decision to get fries is a decision. So you say, okay, well, I'm going to spend $1 on fries, and I'm going to get $2 worth of benefit. Now, again, that may seem weird to be talking about dollars worth of benefit. We really only do that so that we can make more objective decisions here. These things really are hard to quantify, the benefit that you're getting from something. Economists have a lot of tricks to do that. Don't focus on that right now. Let's just focus on how would we make this decision if we could quantify the amount of benefit we're getting. So this is my marginal cost. This is my marginal benefit. The benefit exceeds the cost. It's a good choice. So I'm going to get the small fries at least. So now I move on to the question, hey, should I get a medium? Okay, so we're making these incremental decisions here. Well, what's the additional cost? Oh, it's only 75 cents more. Okay, a lot of times they do this at restaurants because they're like, hey, just buy the jumbo size, because the food isn't what's typically expensive. It's typically the service that's expensive. So this is why our marginal cost is actually decreasing, which is unusual. Well, what's my marginal benefit? Well, I'm not benefiting as much this time. I like to say the first fry is the best fry. It's hot, it's salty. You've been smelling it since you walked in, so that first fry, it's great. And then you eat a few more, and at some point you're kind of just shoving potato sticks in your mouth, Well, but this dollar is still more than the 75 cents. So I'm gaining an additional 25 cents worth of net benefit here. Well, maybe I should go from a medium to a large. Hey, it's only 50 cents more. But what is my increased benefit? What's my marginal benefit here? It's only 25 cents. So I'm paying 50 cents to get 25 cents of goodness, of enjoyment. Okay, my fries are starting to get a little cold. These fries are going to make me fat. However you want to think about it, this enjoyment is not increasing as much as it increased for the small, or as much as it increased when I got the medium. So my enjoyment is increasing less than what I'm paying to get that increase. So I'm losing 25 cents worth of net benefit if I go from this medium to the large. And of course, the same thing would happen here. It's another 50 cents. And here my marginal benefit goes negative. Okay. And that can happen. You can get to the point where more is actually worse. Okay. It's not going to happen all the time. Here we have another 25 cents of cost, but I'm losing 30 cents. So obviously these were bad choices here. But what maximizes my net benefit is going to be this medium fry. And this is borne out if we subtract these. So 0 minus 0 is 0. 2 minus 1 is 1. This is our net benefit. Here our net benefit is $1.25. Here our net benefit is $1. So do you see how going from a medium to a large, we actually got less net benefit? Okay. Now, obviously, here our net benefit's 25, and here our net benefit is really low. So if I get an extra large, am I still better off than if I had no fries? Well, yeah. So it makes sense for me to get fries, but I'm better off if I had stuck with the medium. Okay. So this is what we're talking about when we're talking about looking at our marginal cost and our marginal benefit. And we want to keep making decisions up to the point where marginal benefit equals marginal cost. Now here, they weren't exactly equal, but that's the point we want to get to is, here's our marginal benefit, here's our marginal cost. And when they're equal, we don't want to get to this point where the costs start exceeding the benefits. Okay, so that's marginal analysis. This is what the math looks like.